Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Heap,
And I'm Mr. Uyghur.
and today we're going to learn about doing some basic math with Python. So the first thing we need to talk about is using the keyboard. The first key we're going to need to use is the addition button, which is right next to the backspace, and we have to hit shift in order to use the addition button. The minus button, or subtraction, is right next to it, and this one we hit without the shift key. The multiplication key is going to be right above the 8, and you have to hit Shift 8 to use the multiplication key. Finally, the division key is going to be down here, right next to the Shift key, but we do not hit Shift when we hit this button.
Just one thing to point out real quick. There is another slash key, but that's a backslash, and that will not get you division. So just keep that in mind.
Good point. We definitely need this slash and not the backslash, forward slash.
Yeah.
So let's look at how this looks like in Replit. So when we're in Replit, I like doing things like this in the shell. So I'm going to type in 5 plus 3, hit enter, and it's going to give me the answer. The shell is a great place if you're just going to do one line of code, if you're trying to see what works and what doesn't. It's the great place to do that. It's not a great place when you're writing a program. A program needs to be written over here where there's multiple lines. But if I want to do 20 minus 42, it gives us the answer negative 22. Or 7 times 21, 147. And finally, 98 divided by 3 will give us 32.6 repeating. And this should be 32.6 repeating forever. And you can see there's a 4 there, which you might think is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some weird calculations when you go out a whole bunch of decimals. And that gets kind of complicated with like how it's stored with bits and ones and zeros. We won't go into that right now.
So you can also create a program to get these same results produced in the shell. And so I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to print, and I'll do the same thing, 5 plus 3. And I'll hit enter. Oops, nope. And I'm going to run it. And let's see here. Darn, here we go. And it put 8 in the shell over there. I'll run it again, and boom, we get 8. Now, you know, when we did hello world, I'm going to try this in a different way, and I'm going to say print, and I'm going to go quotes 6 minus 4. 2. How about that? 6 minus 2. And when I run this, it's going to give me 6 minus 2. It's just, and it's not going to actually do the math. So in order to run this, so I get the math, it's going to need to not be in parentheses. Now notice that on this line I've got 5 plus 3, which gives me 8, and on this line 6 minus 2, 4. So I can just keep adding things to my program, and I keep getting results. So I'm just going to keep doing that. So at the end of this line I'm going to hit enter, and I'll say print, and I'll go 48, and I'll say times 4. And then on the next line, I'm going to say print. Oh, there we go. So I was hoping you would catch that, Mr. Heap. And I'm going to go 56 divided by 7. And now, Mr. Heap noticed that I put a capital P on there. Notice that I've got this red squiggly line here, and undefined name print. Capitalization matters. So I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to run it, and I get all my answers in the shell.
All right, so now you should know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, both in the shell and when you're writing programs.
So go ahead and give that a try for yourself, and we'll see you next time.